Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. Welcome back to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews. From New Hampshire, White Birch Brewing, out of Hooksett, New Hampshire. This is their extra special bitter, their ESB. Comes in with an ABV of 5.8% ABV. A limited edition, was brewed specifically for the Snob Film Festival. Snob stands for slightly north of Boston, and it's an opportunity for independent filmmakers to have their movies shown in a theatrical setting, movies that might not otherwise get a lot of play anywhere else. But the main reason they brewed this one, because one of the films that was shown during the Snob Film Festival was Michael Jackson, the Beer Hunter, which was the life story of beer's best-known writer and connoisseur of beers, Michael Jackson, who died 6 or 7 years ago. A wonderful movie. I saw it, so they brewed this batch specifically to be served at the theater and for a beer tasting that occurred slightly before the movie occurred. Now, this is something a little unusual for White Birch, because a lot of the beers they like to brew tend to have sort of a Belgian feel to them. So I did get to try this at the theater and during the tasting, but I'm going to try it for you right here in front of the camera. And let me just open it up and tell you all about this beer as best as I can. By the way, here's my ticket from the Snob Festival from the other night. Anyway, let's take the cap off. There it goes. Give it a pour. There it goes into this glass. Someone was criticizing my pour recently, but I was watching the Michael Jackson movie, and he poured it like this. And I am imitating the greatest beer connoisseur of all time. So there you go. Anyway, let's give it a look. Nice dark look to it. It's got a mahogany brown color with a really big head. Mahogany brown, relatively clear, relatively carbonated. Some sort of reddish hues going on as well, but generally on the amber mahogany brown side. So let's check out the aroma. You know, ESB is the style of beer that kind of got me into craft brewing many years ago. I used to buy Fuller's ESB and other British imports of the ESB style when I could back in the 1980s. And this really, right off the bat, I'm getting many of the typical aromas that one would expect from an ESB. I'm getting that sort of bready, toasted malt character with a really very mild and almost non-present hop character, but just enough to give it a bit of a bite. But overall, a very malt-forward beer, and a kind of a nice fruitiness going on as well, a bit of a pear character going on as well. But one thing about White Birch is that they use their own in-house yeast strain, which tends, I think to emulate the Belgian-style Abbey ales. And while I'm getting all of those toasted, roasted malts and caramel and whatnot, I'm also getting the slightest hint of a Belgian yeast strain in there as well. So best of both worlds. Let's check out the taste. Good body, medium body, creamy and smooth, or smooth anyway. It has a bit of a carbonation on the body as well, but the body stays together well on my tongue for a second or two. Flavorful though, full of roasted malt flavors and decent moderate sweetness going on, and just the slightest hint of a fruit character, but with the bitterness being a bit more forward than you notice on the aroma. It lingers just a tad toward the end to really just kind of, you know, it reflects the character of the beer in a positive way with this mild bitterness that kind of lingers on. 5.8%, so it's not too heavy. It's easy to drink beer. As I said, medium body, but at the same time fairly easy to drink. Something that would be quite easy to down, almost swig it if you really want to, like you might at a British pub somewhere. Lacing is really good still. But I'd say it tends to be, there's a slight sweetness at first, but the bitterness really takes over. These earthy hop bitterness notes that linger on briefly at the end. It just really balances out well. It reminds me of the ESB style. It really fits into the ESB style with that slight kind of Belgian twist going on. It's very subtle and it's very, you know, mellow and laid back, but it's got that white birch signature Belgian feel going on as well. Excellent beer, a really excellent beer. You know, good, easy to drink beer, one that you could probably drink very easily over any type of meal in the pub if you're having bangers and mash, or you know, a meat and potato meal, or just, you know, the standard type of pub fare food that you might enjoy if you're sitting in a good British pub somewhere. This would balance that off really well. Excellent beer. So anyway, that's it for now. You've got to be able to, it's still available in some stores around New Hampshire for a short period of time. The brewery doesn't have any more in stock, so you have to buy it in some of the stores that sell white birch brews, and if you get a chance to buy it, I would highly recommend it. This is White Birch ESB. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.